And I remember it was 2 weeks ago, it was a Sunday, and I started having flu-like symptoms. And when you have flu-like symptoms, you can feel, something's happening in your chest. You could feel a little bit of, that heaviness in your body. And it just started like I was getting a cold or I was getting flu. And that was on the Sunday. On the Monday, I decided already that I thought I'd go and have a test. I, up until now, had not had a test, although I'd quarantined twice already, but never had any symptoms. So there was no need. I'd rather save those tests for those that need it. But I went and had my test because I could now, by Monday, feel definitely there was a difference. I was getting flu-like symptoms and had the test. And, of course, by Wednesday, got the results back, and they were positive. By Wednesday, I could feel it in my chest, and through the whole ordeal, it never went into my throat. I never had a sore throat, and I never had any sort of sinus congestion or anything like that, only in my chest. And it almost immediately became almost a tight and painful chest that moved from a chest cold almost immediately into a pneumonia type infection. And it was interesting when I went for my test. That's already where you could see the difference in the health system. When I went in for my normal test, everybody treated me just coming to have a normal test. But as soon as I said to the nurse from the laboratory who was doing the test for me, as soon as I said to her, "And am I diabetic?" As soon as I mentioned that word, it changed everything. And it was interesting to see that change was part of our health response. Because understanding that diabetics or people with comorbidities had a higher risk. And throughout the ordeal, my chest still is quite full, but it really was this chest. And then, of course, I got a fever as well, and I also had headaches, regular headaches every day. I definitely believe that they're also part of this. So it was only those three symptoms, the sore chest, the temperature, and the headaches. And then, of course, because I was diabetic, there was a whole lot of extra energy put into making sure that we managed this well. Still today, I've got a tight chest with, although I'm not feeling sick anymore, there's still phlegm that needs to come out, and it is very gluey. It definitely is something that's not that easy to cough out. And I actually even had some physio to almost learn to breathe again and use breath as part of a mechanism to get rid of the phlegm that's in my chest. The question that says, as a type 2 diabetic, did you take any special precautions when you got sick? Well, absolutely. I think the first thing that happened is the infection started pushing up my sugar numbers. Of course, the doctors were really concerned about that. It was something that my doctors checked in every single day. Although I did go through this at home, I visited the doctor a number of times during the two weeks process. And I had calls from, and I say the doctors because I had two doctors. I had a homeopathic doctor, Dr. Antoinette Daphne, giving me homeopathic remedies to help with the virus, as well as a physician, Dr. Francis de Kock. And between the two of them, regular phone calls every day. But I also was getting phone calls from the government system. Once I was tested positive, I continued to get those phone calls coming through to check how I was, what was my sugar levels doing, were they getting better, were they getting worse. So we really monitored temperature and sugar on a regular basis with medicines that obviously had to try and help bring the sugar down specifically, because you need to manage that. And when you have a virus or you have a flu-like symptom, it seems to lift those sugar numbers, and that's obviously of concern. The next question says, what have you been doing to recover? I think part of it is also rest. I got a lot of that from the doctors. Make sure that you rest. My wife was the home carer. Luckily, the two of us together, she never picked up any symptoms whatsoever. Really amazing how she just stepped in to help out. And also, made sure that I tried to stay away from my computer and stay away from my phone so that I could get that rest in. And I think that was definitely part of it, is making sure that you rest your body, because your body needs time to fight this virus.